Hello, everyone. My name is Shirley Dennis. I'm going to talk about lead poisoning in water. So, just to talk a little bit about lead, lead is a naturally occurring metal with many uses, but it can be toxic to human beings. We have been facing challenges in Jacksonville, Florida, with the drinking water, where the lead concentration was found to be 1.15 parts per billion in some of the sites. The current recommendation by the Environmental Protection Agency is 15 parts per billion. So even though the concentration is lower, it may still affect people, especially children, over a long period of time. So the most serious effect on children is the slow mental development which they may experience. The complication which they may experience as a result of the contamination include failure in school, attention problem, hearing problems, behavioral changes, reduced IQ, kidney damage, and slow body growth. So the focus of the project is to educate the parents on the effects of lead poisoning and the measures which they can undertaking to ensure the children are protected. So this is a picture to show you some of the sources lead can be found in drinking water. It can be found in the faucets, uh, the pipe, the water meter, and so on. So the following are the objectives for the educational plan. By the end of the project, the parents will be able to recite the symptoms of lead poisoning in children. That's very important that they know the sign and symptoms. By the third month of the project, more than 80% of the parents should be able to describe the effect that lead poisoning has on people, especially the school-going children. And by the end of the project, the parents should be able to protect their children from lead contamination because safety is always our number one priority. Um, so the teaching strategies and methods, the parents will be taught using the media literacy strategies such as TV, social media, other forms of print media. They are used to educate the parents on how to interpret the information they are consuming for them to gain a better understanding. So this picture shows you the testing for lead in Florida school district, and I was shocked to find out that 68% don't test or partially test. So that exposed the children to lead poisoning. So the teaching strategies and method, the parents will be educated in community forums where they will be gathered in public parks or halls and giving information. They will be provided with writing materials for them to take notes as well as information such as brochures containing the information on lead contamination. Um, this will help the parents in remembering the effects of lead contamination on their children. And furthermore, advertisement will be used to improve the ability of the educational program to reach a greater number of people. So the Nola Pender developed the health promotion model to be complementary to other models for protecting the health of the people. So this model defines health to be a positive dynamic state rather than being the absence of a disease. So it helps in the increment of the level of well-being of a patient. And it also helps in describing the multidimensional nature of people and their interaction within the environment to pursue health. So the model is focused on three primary areas: behavioral outcomes, individual trait and experiences, and also the behavior-specific affect and cognition. The first assumption is that people seek to actively regulate their behavior. People interact with the environment in all their biopsychological complexity to be transformed and also to transform the environment. And the third assumption is that health professionals make part of the interpersonal environment. So the pretest and post-test design may be described as the method of taking measurements before and after treatment for the determination of the effect of some type of treatment on a group. So the pretest questions will be administered to the parents before the implementation of the educational plan, while the post-test question will be given at the end of the educational plan. And this will help to determine the effectiveness of the educational plan. And this picture shows you how lead can impact health. For adults, it can cause damage to your brain, and you can suffer memory loss, lack of concentration, headache, depression, and for your GI, you can have constipation, nausea, and poor appetite. It also affects your nervous system, your body, your heart, kidneys, and reproductive system. And it's the same thing for children. It affects their brain. They can have behavior problems, lower IQ, hearing loss, learning issues, um, decreased bone and muscle growth, anemia, abnormal function of their kidneys, and also problem in their nervous system. So for this educational plan, the pre-test and post-test question will be the same. And the following are the questions which will be used. So question 1, what do you understand by lead contamination? Number 2, do you know how to recognize a case of lead poisoning? And question 3, how can you protect yourself and your children from lead contamination, especially in drinking water? Because as we know, all of us drink water every day. So to wrap it up, as we talk about from the beginning, lead is one of the naturally occurring metals that are used in the production of common products such as pipes and batteries. Lead poisoning can present with many different symptoms because it can affect different parts of your body. So that's why it's important to teach the parents the signs and symptoms and how to recognize them. The drinking water of schools in Florida has been found to be contaminated, which may affect the mental development of children. And the educational plan is based on the NOLA Pender Health Promotion model, and the objectives are developed based on the Bloom's taxonomy. These are my references. All right, so get the lead out, people. Thank you.
Mom.